We're continuing our discussion on buying decisions. So when you pay for things, you have decisions to make. We're looking at options to pay. So depending on what you're buying and where you're buying it, you might have different options to pay for it. Instead of paying for your purchase right away, some stores offer other options. So in this lesson, I'm going to go through a few different options that you may have when you purchase certain items. The first option is layaway. So in a layaway, you give a deposit, sometimes it's called a down payment, at the time of purchase and pay the rest when you pick it up. So certain items you might do this. Here's an example. Bill wants to buy a ring. He gives a 10% deposit and pays the rest 4 months later when the order comes in. The ring costs $159 plus HST. That's our sales tax, if you recall from before. So we have a few questions to answer. What is the total cost after tax? How much is the deposit? And how much does he pay when he picks up the ring? So total cost after tax, that's HST. That's 13% of the price. So 13% of $159 is 0.13 times 159. And that gives us $20.67. So our total cost is the sum of the original price plus tax. So we have to add those two numbers together, and we end up with $179.67 as the total cost after tax. How much is the deposit? Well, in the question it says he gives a 10% deposit. So the deposit is 10% of the total cost. So to calculate that, it's 0.10 times $179.67. And that ends up being $17.97. How much does he pay when he picks up the ring? Okay, so when he purchased the ring, he gave the deposit. He still has to pay the rest of the total cost though. So to figure out how much is left over, we have to take the total cost and subtract the deposit that he's already paid. And that gives us $161.70 left over that he still has to pay when he picks up the ring. Another option is renting with an option to buy, or rent to own. You might have heard that phrase before, rent to own. So with this, you agree to pay a monthly rental fee for a certain length of time. At the end of the time period, you own the item. So instead of paying for an item all at once, you're going to pay every month a rental fee until at the end of that time, you actually own the item now. So here's an example. Rent-A-Center has TVs with a cash price of $305. The monthly rental fee is $39. The maximum rental period is 18 months. I just want to talk about that for a second. If you were to buy this TV all at once, it would cost you $305. But if you're doing the rent to own option, you're going to pay $39 every month for 18 months. Determine the total cash price of the TV after tax. Determine the total amount paid for a TV if rented for the entire 18 months. And how much more than the cash price is the rental price. So first off, we'll determine the total cash price of the TV after tax. So again, tax is 13% of the price. So 13% of $305. And when you do the calculation, it ends up being $39.65 in tax. So the total price is going to be the $305 plus the tax. And when you do the math, you add those together, you end up with $344.65. So that's the total cash price of the TV after tax. Okay, but we're going to be renting this until we own it. So we're going to pay $39 every month for 18 months. So we're going to use that to determine the total amount paid for the TV if rented for the entire 18 months. We have to take the monthly payment and multiply by the number of months. So that's $39 a month times 18 months. So 39 times 18 is $702. So you can see if you're paying $39 every month in this rent to own option, you're paying more money than if you just bought the TV at the very beginning. But how much more than the cash price is the rental price? Well, that's just the difference between this number and this number. So we're going to take our rental price and subtract our cash price. And when we do that calculation, we end up with $357.35. That's an incredible amount of money. If we paid for the TV up front, it would have only been $344.65. Now that we're doing the rent to own option, we've more than doubled the price. Another option for purchases is an installment plan. So when you're paying with installments, you pay a deferral charge and the taxes at the time of purchase. And the selling price is divided into monthly payments for a specified amount of time. So you don't pay the full amount now, you only pay this deferral charge and taxes now, and you pay the rest later as monthly payments for a certain length of time. So here's an example. Brenda purchases a sofa bed that sells for $999 plus tax. The store offers a deferral charge of $45 with 12 monthly payments. So what is the total amount to be paid at the time of purchase? Well, let's go back and remind ourselves. You pay a deferral charge and the taxes at the time of purchase. So, what's the deferral charge? Well, the deferral charge is $45. So we have to pay that $45 deferral charge plus the taxes. Well, taxes are 13% of the price. So it's 13% of this $999. So we're going to pay the deferral charge plus HST. Well, the deferral charge is $45 and HST is 13% of the $999. So that's 0.13 times 999. When we do the math, do it step by step, we end up with $174.87. So what is the amount of each monthly payment? Well, let's go back up to our description of installments. It says the selling price is divided into monthly payments. Well, the selling price was $999 in this case, and that's going to be divided into 12 monthly payments. So to calculate the monthly payment, we have to take our selling price and divide it by the number of months. In this case, our selling price was $999, and we're dividing by 12 months. So that ends up being $83.25 per month as our monthly payment. The last option that I'm talking about today is no interest or payments for a certain time. So in this, it's very similar to the installment plan that we looked at before, because you pay a deferral charge and the taxes at the time of purchase. You don't have to pay the rest for 6 months, a year, or 2 years. They'll specify. But if you don't pay before the time is up, you are charged interest from the time of purchase. So here I have an example of an advertisement I came across. It says 52% off this mattress And down in the corner, do not pay for 18 months. So it sounds really nice. You don't have to pay this entire $767.97 right up front. If you don't have that amount of money right now, you can still get the mattress. You don't have to pay for 18 months. All you have to do is pay the deferral charge and the taxes. But if those 18 months go by and you still haven't paid for the mattress, now they're charging you interest, so you're going to end up paying a lot more than if you had just paid for it all at once. So here's an example. Bob buys a bed for $767.97 plus tax. The deferral charge is $49.95. He will get a bill for $1,167.31 if he doesn't pay the original selling amount before 18 months is up. So you can see he doesn't have to pay for 18 months, but if he doesn't pay by 18 months, he's going to have to pay more than the original cost of the bed. So, what is the total amount to be paid at the time of purchase? Well, he has to pay the deferral charge of $49.95 plus the HST. And remember, HST is 13% of the price. So when you do the math and you carry it all the way through, you end up with $149.79. So that's the amount that you have to pay at the time of purchase for this bed, and you don't have to pay the rest until the 18 months is up. So what is the remaining amount to be paid before 18 months is up? Well, you've paid the deferral charge, you've paid the tax, so the only thing remaining is the original price. So you still owe $767.97. What is the total cost if the bed is paid for before 18 months is up? Well, he pays the deferral charge plus HST and the remaining amount. So if you add those together, you end up with $917.76. That's the total cost of this bed if you pay things back on time. And if he doesn't pay it back on time, that's going to be how much he has to pay. So what amount of interest is charged if the payment is not made before 18 months is up? Well, the amount of interest would be the difference between how much he was originally going to pay if he paid it off on time and the amount that he has to pay when he doesn't pay it off on time. It's the difference between those. So we have to subtract them. We're going to take $1,167.31 and we're going to subtract $917.76. The difference is the interest, so we end up with $249.55 in interest. So this interest, this is just an extra cost because you didn't pay it back on time. So Bob here, if he doesn't pay this back within 18 months, he's going to have to pay an extra almost $250. So for a lot of these options to pay, you don't have to pay the full amount right now when you want to buy the item, but you will have to pay it off eventually. And if you have trouble doing that, you're probably going to end up paying a lot more for the item than you would have if you had just saved your money and bought it all at once.